buntline hitch and the slipped buntline hitch. Morning men, starboard 10, the buffer. Anyway, welcome back, and today's little knot that we're going to do is basically the buntline hitch. And if you want to know more information about the buntline hitch itself, click in the description. Can't even get my fingers into view now. Click in the description below and there'll be more additional information for you to have a look at. Now the knot is an excellent, according to Ashley's Book of Knots, this is an excellent knot to tie as a jam knot. In other words, it will secure itself very tightly to an object. And also, according to Ashley's, it's more secure than using two half hitches. So the advantages of this particular knot is it's easy to tie, but the disadvantage is that it can sometimes be difficult to untie. So if we look at our two coloured cords here, the right hand one here is the standard buntline hitch, and I'm not sure how visible that is, but when you're actually tying the buntline hitch, you're actually creating the clove hitch across the top of it. You'll see that as we do the actual knot itself. And then on the red one here, the left hand one of the two, this is a slipped buntline hitch. So in other words, it's just a little bit easier to undo. And according to Ashley's Book of Knots, I don't know how true it is today, but in those days, the slipped version was often recommended for tying up horses, and also because it's a slipped version, it is relatively quick and easy to undo. However, there are better and easier knots than that for actually quick release for tying up horses. Anyway, that's in a different video. And on the right hand one here, we have the standard buntline hitch, which is, of course, because it's not slipped, is just that little more difficult to undo. The advantages of this particular knot is that it is an excellent jam knot. It is easy to tie, but the one disadvantage with the standard version as opposed to the slipped version, it is a little bit more difficult to untie when it has had weight put onto it. So anyway, let me undo this and let's get on and show you how to tie the buntline hitch, the slipped version and the normal version. Okay, so here we have it. Here's my rail that I'm going to tie my buntline hitch to, and here is the working end of my cordage. Now I'm going to take a little bit because I need a little bit to work with. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the working end over my bar like so and just bring it round. So left hand has got the working end, right hand is the standing end. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the cordage over my standing end. So the working end is passing over the standing end like so. And then what I'm going to do is just pass it over and bring it round to my left hand again. Now for those of you who know the clove hitch, this is where the clove hitch now is going to appear, and you'll see that happening as we tie the rest of the knot. So as you can see, in my left hand I've got the working end, and I now take the working end and I pass it over everything, so it's passing over the standing end and over itself here. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is pass it up through the initial loop that we've got there. But as well as doing that, just watch this, I pass it through that loop underneath. But now what I'm going to do to tie the clove hitch in this, I'm just going to pass it so that it comes back. So you can see now I'm going through that loop originally that's on my piece of bar there. And then as I've gone round, I've created another loop. I'm going to bring it up through that loop there. And you can see here, I won't do it too tightly at the moment, but you can see here now, for those of you that know the clove hitch, you can see now that the clove hitch itself has formed itself around the standing end of my cordage. And all I need to do now is just pull that up a little bit tighter. And as soon as I've done that, I have now got myself, just pull that little bit more tighter, and I've now got myself a very, very secure jam knot as such, or slip knot. And as I pull that against my stanchion, the harder I pull on that, it will actually jam up against it. And so there we go, we've now tied the buntline hitch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to do exactly the same again, but this time we're going to do the slipped version. So let me just untie that. I might even cut this out. No, it didn't take too long to untie. So now we're going to do the slipped version, which, as Ashley said, used to be good for tying up horses, etc. Okay, this is for anybody watching this. If you use the buntline hitch, please do tell me where you use it, because it's always good to know where knots are used in anger. So anyway, so let's tie the slip version. And the slip version is exactly the same, except the very last process, and I'll show you that. So the first thing I'm going to do is pass the working end over my bar like so and bring it back. Then left hand's got the working end, take the left hand, pass it over the right hand, and so you can see now it's crossing at that point. Bring it round underneath like so, and you can see now we've gone round our standing end one turn there. The next thing I do is I pass it over everything and go back towards my bar like so. And then what I do is I basically pass a bite, so I'm passing a bite up through, so you can see here now, at this point here, there you go, I'm forming a bite. Rather than passing the full working end through, I'm now passing a bite through. And so take the bite and pass it through, and try not to twist it, just pass it through, let it cross over so it crosses over naturally, and then as I pull up tight on that, just let me get my fat porky fingers out the way, you can see here now we have got a clove hitch appeared here now, but my working end is now slipped. So in other words, as I pull up tightly on that, so just pull it up a bit, pull it up tightly, and now I've got a jam knot, and that will jam itself really nice and secure there. So the buntline hitch is nice and secure on there, but because I have now slipped this, it's a little bit quicker and easier to undo. The only problem is, I would say, is probably security of this one is a little bit less secure than the other one, simply for the fact somebody could accidentally. How do you accidentally pull? You do sometimes accidentally pull something, but as you can see here now, if I pull on this, it's going to take the first part of the knot out for me, and I can now go ahead and undo the knot fairly swiftly. So there we go. That was the buntline hitch. So once again, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. But as usual, please do leave me a comment below whether you use this knot, or you want to see another knot, or you want to be abusive, because some people are abusive as well. So I will be abusive back if you are. So anyway, till the next time, thanks for watching, and let's get knotting. Bye-bye.